This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7 through 8, is that I came across this report from Forbes where they are reporting an all-time high record of American citizens renouncing their citizenship. And it got me thinking on Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7 through 8, because, hey, this is proof that, we're at the end of America. You actually have people renouncing their citizenships, all right? It also showing that America is very oppressive, because when you actually go into the process of renouncing your citizenship, you could clearly see that America, all right, is set up to keep you here as a slave. And only those that have money, all right, and influence are able to put the time and effort to get up out of here. And also, this is to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites that were born here in Babylon the Great, okay? If you're thinking now in 2021, in the year of hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, if you're thinking now is a good time to just get up and leave America, well, what I'm about to show you in this lesson, Lord willing, is edifying that there's no way, okay? You're here to serve your judgment. And the Lord set it up this way, okay? Maybe 30 years ago it was a lot easier, but now, especially in this pandemic, you could kiss that thought, that carnal thought, goodbye. And that's why the Lord set it up this way, so that you seek him and be patient. All right, we're at the end, because only the rich are renouncing their citizenship, those that can afford it, okay? And that have dual citizenships and that live outside the country. So let's get it in, and Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. Renouncing American citizenship hits all-time record. This report came out February 7, 2021. Treasury Department record showed that 2020 set a new record for the number of Americans who renounced their U.S. citizenship or gave up their long-term green cards. Right. So, and that also goes to show you that, they didn't even want to continue the process of becoming a citizen. They just said, because usually a green card, if I'm not mistaken, all right, it gives you the ability to work for America, whether it be an American company outside America, or to work in America, all right, but still have your citizenship in the country in origin you were born in. So you're seeing that they're not even, those individuals are not renewing it. Common reasons for renouncing can be family, tax, and legal complications, right? And this is the key point right here. For people who generally live outside the United States, right? And that's who's renouncing their citizenship. Those that are living outside the United States, okay? That are working in their country that they're living in, whether it be their origin or their where they've been become a citizen in that country, and they're still having to pay American taxes. And so they're like, the hell with it. The hell with the tax burden, okay? And I'm going to show you the process, Lord Williams, bear with me, what it takes to renounce your citizenship. Because it isn't just handing in your passport, as some people may think. Or what like Esau likes to say, I know brothers, when we teach on the highways and byways, Esau, the so-called white man, always like to say, if you don't like America, just get up and leave. Well, to the average American Edomite, I'm about to show you, okay, that it's easier said than done. And this is not the land of the free, so shut your mouth. So let's continue on. Just bear with me. All right. It goes on and says, there's an official list published quarterly, and the names for the fourth quarter 2020 made the annual total 6,707, a 237% increase from 2019. That may not sound like many, but the actual numbers of expatriates, Lord Will, I'm saying that right, it's often assumed to be higher, with many apparently not counted. Right. So they're not even giving the total amount. So it definitely, those numbers are higher. And I want to keep in mind, these are people that are able to afford to do this, okay, to renounce their citizenship. And they're willing to deal with the headache of what? Both the IRS and FBI track Americans who renounce, right? Because now that raises red flags, especially in a time where America's on the war on terror, okay, now is in a literally in a proxy war, Russia, China, also sanctioning Russia, China, Iran, okay, to name a few countries. Now you have the FBI, involved, because they're like, hey, okay, I know he's living in France, but who's he talking to in France? Is he talking to a Russian spy? So on and so forth. Okay, you got it. Hey, Esau's making it damn near impossible for you just to get up and leave. Only those that can afford it and are willing to deal with this headache. So some renouncers write why they gave up their U.S. citizenship, but tax considerations are often part of the equation, right? And that's the point right here. The Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, which literally, it says right here, FACTA spans the globe with an unparalleled network of reporting requiring foreign banks and governments to hand over bank data about depositors. Exactly. So those that have a citizenship in America that are living in another country that are working there are like, the hell with this. Okay, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of getting my foreign money being taxed. I'm sick of my foreign money being reported. Okay. Non-U.S. banks and financial institutions around the world must reveal American account details or risk big penalties. Some are announced because of the global tax reporting and FACTA. Right. All right. So there you go. That's one of the reasons why. Okay. And there's a plethora of many reasons why. And then you also have this. Then there's an annual foreign bank account report called FBAR. They carry big civil and even potential criminal penalties. The civil penalties can consume the entire balance of an account, right? So you got to report all your earnings in a country that was taxing you from your labor. So this is a double tax. And this is why people are saying, hey, that can afford it. Hey, I'm willing to denounce my American citizenship. All right? Because I'm tired of America ripping me off, bleeding me out. Show the oppression, making a wise man mad. And this just proves that we're at the end, man. Okay? People are literally willing to go through this headache to get America off their back. But what about the average, so-called American citizen? Hey, what about you Jakes, all right, that watch our videos? Okay, what about the thought that came to your mind, hey, I'll just get up out of America, if you can now. Well, check this out. If you try to, or if you can, if you want to, check this out. If you can. However, plan carefully and run the numbers, as the tax worry can be real, even for those who can sidestep the tax. A more modest cost is administrative, as America charges $2,350 to hand in your passport, right? And they're being facetious when they say hand in your passport. But you got to pay $2,350, okay, to begin the process of renouncing your citizenship. You average Jakes don't even have that in your bank account, okay, that dwell here in Babylon the Great. And now, so this proves that we're in captivity. Hold on, let's get this, because now we're going to get even deeper. Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Right. That's why it's damn near impossible. If you thought in your mind, conceived in mind, I could just get up out of Babylon, America, and just leave and live in another country. You got to pay the piper. You got to pay. Okay? And when you work in another country, you got to pay that country's taxes and America's taxes. Okay? So you won't be able to afford it. And they do that. And this Esau did it on purpose, okay? Well, if you're spiritual, it was the Lord that set it up this way, all right, using Esau. So make sure that we stay here if you were born in Babylon the Great for two purposes. Either, all right, to repent and seek Yahweh Bashem Yahushai with all your heart and soul and have faith, or, all right, to be judged here by fire, okay? Because the lake of fire, if you're living here in America, okay, this is it. Let me go 34. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Right. And this is what we want. We want America destroyed. We want America, which is Babylon according to the Bible, all right, to be no more. Because this place is oppressive. It's been oppressive to us. And if you can't see that it's oppressive in 2021, man, there's something wrong with you. Okay? There's really something wrong with you. So let's go now what it takes to denounce your citizenship. Renounce. Not denounce. Renounce. It says, what's more, renunciation is not as easy as throwing out your passport, right? This is from Investopedia. It's a lengthy legal process that involves paperwork, interviews, and money. There you go. So you got to do the paperwork, and you got to be interviewed. What does it mean you got to be interviewed? Okay, check this out. It says today, tax laws are resulting in record numbers of people renouncing their U.S. citizenship each year, right? Those that can afford it, that are willing to deal with the headache. But it's not as easy as putting your passport through the shredder, because the law states that those wishing to renounce their U.S. citizenship must do so in person before a U.S. consular or diplomatic officer while in a foreign country. U.S. citizens cannot renounce their citizenship by mail, through a third party, or while in the United States, right? So you got to be living in another country. And in order for the process to begin, you got to be living in that country for 4 years or more, okay? Which it says right here. An American citizen residing in the U.S. wishing to renounce their nationality and move to Canada would first have to qualify for Canadian residency, then live in a country for about 4 years or more before becoming a citizen. Only then could they renounce, right? So you have to, so this is how Esau sets it up. That's why, man, we are captives here. If this doesn't show that we're slaves here, okay, this is proof that we're in captivity. I mean, I don't know what else. All right, okay, what are more proof? You have to be living in another country for 4 years. What are you gonna do in that country? You're just gonna sit around? No, you got to work in that country, right? To get your daily bread. And while you're working in that country, America's still saying, hey, you still owe us tax money for your labor in that country. Okay, where's our piece of the pie? Until you renounce your citizenship. And that takes at least 4 years. So, hey, man, this is proof we're slaves here, man. This is proof where we are in captivity. And that's really why, surely oppression making a wise man mad. I remember when I was in the world, this came to my mind. I was like, what does it take to just get up out of America and just renounce my citizenship and, give my government ID or license and then get out of here, Because I was like, I hate this, I hate this fucking place. I don't want to be here. This place is oppressing. This place is lies and deceit. You deal with lies and deceit. And you got to deal with the pride of the people that believe in the lies and deceit. And we try to explain to them, how fucked up this country is. They're looking at you with three heads. Or they're saying, man, why don't you just get up and leave? And so, I did the research. What does it take to get up and leave? Holy shit. You got to pay over $2,000? You got to be living in another country? And that takes how long to become a citizen of another country before you can, file the paperwork to renounce your citizenship? And then you got to be interviewed. So, we're here, man. That's why you got to be patient, all right? The only way we're going to get up out of here is spiritual. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. Now, for you 2/3, man, good luck, okay? So if you're still thinking about getting up out of America, I'm just going to get up out of here, all right? Good luck with that. Revelation 18:1. After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right? This is the destruction, and this is what was the results after the destruction. All right, the end result, just the habitation of devils and foul spirits, because Babylon got hit with nuclear fire. All right. 3, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of wrath and fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of a delicacy. 4, and I heard a voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Right, so what does that mean? Does that mean literally come out of her? No. All right, what I just showed you should prove that. No, it means spiritually come out of her, mentally, okay? Don't follow the ways of America, okay? Do everything opposite what this place teaches, all right? Especially when it comes to the dietary laws, all right? The 10 Commandments. Don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, grow your beard, okay? Worship one God, okay? One power, all right? Through his son, Yahweh Shai, he's the mediator. That's what that's talking about. 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. There you go. Okay? So, and let me jump down just to show you the scripture talks about slaves, right? Well, it's real. Because if you're a slave, what does that mean? You don't have the wealth to not be a slave. Just think about that. You don't have the wealth to not be a slave. Because in order for those, let's read it right here. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Right, that's talking about the destruction. 10, standing afar of the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Right, and we're approaching that 1 hour. Okay, the hour of temptation, okay, and the destruction. Okay, that's coming right after it. Because once they make the mark of the beast mandatory, hey man, it's going to be quick. World War III is going to ignite and the nukes are going to fly. The Lord's not going to have his men, his elect, all right, and the women and children that believe on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, waiting for months while the chip is made mandatory. No, once they made that chip made mandatory, okay, expect days, okay, because it's gonna go by fast, and because the destruction is coming right after it. 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. All right, this is talking about America, but here's the point. 13, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and soul of men. There you go. So this is evidently talking about America. All right, America creates the conditions that you're a slave here. Okay? And then they put that proud spirit on you to think that you're not a slave. That's fucking insane. Just to renounce your citizenship, you got to pay over $2,000. That's fucking insane. All right? And that starts the paperwork for the IRS to start doing background checks. All right? And seeing if you owe any taxes to the United States government. And then the FBI is then watching you and seeing who are you talking to? Who do you know? Okay? Why are you renouncing your citizenship? And you got still in 2021, okay, well, this was 2020, but you best believe the numbers are going to be a lot higher in 2021. People still, the ones that can afford it, renouncing their citizenship. So, what scripture is that? Jeremiah 51 and 5. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul. Right. And who can physically flee? Those that can afford it. All right. And that's how you know this is talking about spiritually. Flee out of Babylon, according to Revelation 18. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. 7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Right, and the nations are mad. This is twofold. All right, the nations were drunken off her wine through through America's philosophy, its way of thinking. Okay, and now they're mad because they took it on and it ended up hurting them in the long run. 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her. If so be, she may be healed. 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches up to heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Right. So you have individuals actually literally going into their own country if they can afford it. And they're willing to deal with the FBI and IRS on their ass. Okay? And they have to be a citizenship of that country for over 4 years. And they have to go to the embassy of the American, okay, the American embassy in the country that they're living in, and then have an interview of why they want to leave. Okay? Yeah. And you still have people saying, fuck it, I'll do it. Which shows we're at the end, man. That's, once again, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7 through 8. Show the oppression, make it the wise mad. All right? And a gift destroyeth the heart. Okay? And better is an end of a thing than a beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than proud in spirit, because if you could clearly, if you have the eyes to see, we're at the end. So be patient, man. We know we're being oppressed. Hell, these people renouncing their citizenship, they know they're being oppressed, but guess what? They don't have the answers. All right, the spiritual answer, we do. All right, we know we're at the end of Esau Edom's kingdom, and we're gonna get delivered out of here, Lord willing. Okay, we're part of the elect. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. But hey, that's what you should be striving for anyway. All right? Because thinking carnally is not going to get you up out of here. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakak, Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it doing. Keep the faith. We're almost out here. To the fuses that are watching, keep studying, keep praying. Shalom and the Baba Ball. Shalom.